Hello, Liz. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Heidi. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. So, I think Temi is trying to join us very soon, and she will be on. So we'll just kick off and start because people are waiting for this. I've had few inquiries about today's show because I came live and I spoke about what we're going to be talking about today and for the next 4 weeks. So
Yeah.
and there's a lot of excitement about it. So I'm really honored and blessed and fortunate to know what I know now that I didn't know before, so we can actually learn from each other. So let me ask you, Liz. When we say Adam and Eve, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
You know, when I received the topic, and that it was Adam and Eve and the differences, and I'm like, in what regard? It sounds so broad. So I kind of wanted to know, specifically in what regard are we talking about these two people? Is it, in their service? Is it in their gender? Is it, in their makeup? Or what exactly are we, zooming into today? But then I went around and I heard the intro that you made, you know, for um, for the show today. And I kind of thought, wow, it's going to be very informative. Sounds like Heidi has made great research on this one.
Yes, I
But
have. Yes,
then
I have.
what was coming up for me after I checked the intro was perhaps the line of thinking is in humanity as mankind. That's how it sounded for me, that's what we are drawing into, not as in the garden and the apple that they have shared, and where was Adam before when Eve was taking the apple, and those details of the Garden of Eden. I kind of thought that's not the direction we're going in.
Yes, yes. Well, spot on. It's not really about Adam and Eve back in the Garden of Eden, and specifically, however, it's everything that involves Adam and Eve and how this actually, later on when we dive into that kind of understanding, what is it that we are looking at, and how is it that God created the universe from a side of a male and female, and how that comes together to make the like everything that is whole. Okay, the yin and the yang energy, and everything that comes with that, and how in nature is masculine and feminine, and what is the difference between masculine and feminine, and is masculine and feminine women and men, and is it not? So this is the topic that I decided to immerse in this month for 4 weeks, because I delivered a course over 4 days for a group of ladies, and we're talking everything feminine. So I thought, why not involve the masculine as well? Why is it that I'm only focused on the feminine? Well, feminine doesn't exist without masculine. There is no man without a woman. They don't
That's
exist. This is
right.
how this is how they were created. So
Yeah.
do you have any idea? I don't know the answer for this question, by the way. I'm just asking you because I'm really curious. Do you have any idea why was Adam created first and not Eve?
Well, if I try and go into the mind of God, I I think he wanted to, his idea was to bring a helper. And the helper is, in my opinion, more knowledgeable than the person who wants to do something, because the helper helps.
I love this. You are awesome, Liz. Amazing. Yes, yes, yes.
The helper supports you to do it right, to 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 deliver excellence. The helper supports you in the timing, and together with the helper, you become phenomenal. So I think God had to bring Adam first, so that Adam is acquainted with his shortcomings, that by the time the helper comes, it's not a competition, but he himself understands that we are to complement each other. The understanding for me, from my perspective, is more required from Adam than from Eve, meaning from the helper, because the helper knows her role, but Adam needed to know his shortcomings. So he needed to come first to get to acquainted with his shortcomings, so that when the helper comes and fills those gaps, it becomes a complementary aspect, and not receive the rejection or the resentment from Adam as to you are competing with me.
Wow. I like that answer so much. I didn't know the answer, but I love your answer. And I believe that there's so much truth to it. Temi, would you like to add to that? Why do you think God created Adam first?
Okay. Can you
It's breaking a bit.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
go for it. Yeah, go for
that's
it now.
right.
Yeah.
Temi, go for it.
Well, I think for me, I'm talking. I hope you're hearing me, Dee. I'm sorry I'm not at the studio. I'm in Brisbane, so this is what the problem is. But anyway, I'll try.
Yeah.
I believe that God does not discriminate. Okay, so God created the woman first or the men first. I really don't think it matters, because in the sight of God, neither men nor women, if you know what I mean. But I think if God had created Eve first, then we wouldn't be able to see that glory about feminism and feminism now. It's my own opinion, is because people know, or sometimes some women don't know who they are, because there's no competition. In fact, it is well researched and well spoken about how powerful women are. You see, so women are so powerful that went at them because he wants to. I'm gonna create this man. See my glory, the way I'm gonna work my things out, because it works from the end. Feminism thing would have even been worse. We would have thought, oh, they created me, they didn't respect me, whatever. But to be sure, he's saying something. Even though the man is first, I want you to know that with your power, to show you that good enough to temple your God. So either way, both the men and want us to have over and above that. I created first Adam, but then I'm gonna get just a rib from inside of you that is even gonna be more powerful with, and that's the truth, more powerful. I believe in everything. God wants to just show his glory for you to know that you might be powerful, and from you is gonna helping you. Nobody is good enough. Be it man be. We are interconnected. I believe God is making something this statement. It does not do anything by mistake, and it did with intention and for a reason. But truth out of that, what I'm saying makes sense. I'm going too long. And I don't need, but yeah. Heidi, Liz, can you hear me? Hi, everyone. Hope you can hear me. I'm so sorry. Ladies, over to you.
Okay, so I think your sound is just breaking up.
I just get me out of.
I couldn't get
Go
over
ahead, ladies. I'm over.
Okay.
That's a joke, Heidi, that people are, making about that fact. Actually, why did God create men first? They say men was the road draft. So he had to create the road draft first, to be able to know how the final product would look like. So
yeah,
we are the perfection of the creation.
Yes, I heard this before. But is Eve the last created? Like she's the last, or that being, Eve, is the last creation of God, right?
Yeah,
So
in terms of the two that he created, yeah, and then comes the rest through
yes,
them, through their
yes,
lineage.
exactly. So I mean that the world was created, then animals and the fish and the sun, the moon, and all of that, everything was created. And then in the humanity, Adam was created, and then God thought, okay, well, now let's get the real deal, and then let's make it Eve, and then we are going to make her so that she doesn't sit above him or superior to him, because she's going to be capable. We're going to take his rib, and we're going to make it Eve, because we don't want her to think that she's superior at all, because she's going to be taken out of him. So in my opinion, and you can correct me if this is something that you don't agree to, Liz, women are capable of so much more than men in so many different ways. The
I
idea.
agree.
Yes.
So I agree, Heidi.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, tell me.
Oh yeah. I wanted to say I agree to the extent that, as a matter of fact, if we had come first, there would be no need for the men.
Ta-da! Yes.
There would absolutely be no need for the men. So I think it was wise from God to, do that, because God has created us complete in so many ways to be able to provide that support. And it's not only the men who needs us, the entire earth, the world needs women, starting from creation to humanity.
That is true. That is true. I agree. So what I believe as well is that when we were created physically, we weren't the same. So are you aware of that?
Yes, physically, yeah.
So a man's brain and a woman's brain are not the same.
Yes.
Are not the same. They're different. So the way this brain functions and the way this brain functions, they're just very, very different. And that is, that is phenomenal in a way. I think we will go on a break, and then we will come back and continue talking about that.
Okay.
All right. Welcome back on the show, everyone. This is Hanging Out with Temi, Adam, and Eve, everything masculine, feminine, and the creation and everything that we are talking about right now, and for the next 4 weeks. So, we were just saying before the break that the structure, the biological structure of the brain of a man is not the same like the brain of a woman. Now, the way the man's brain is bigger in size. It doesn't mean that it has better capacity, or it's just the size of it is bigger. And the woman's brain has the emotional part as twice as big as in the man's. So this is why, us women are able, we are the women that are conceiving babies, because we are emotional, because we need that. We are the people that are nurturing humanity. We are the people that are, feeding the homeless. We are the people that are, nurses. Look at how many women nurses and men nurses. Now you can see a lot of men nurses, but before, in the, 50 years ago, I would have never seen a man nurse. Is that true, or is it just me?
Well, of course it is true. And in saying that, when we grew up, we also noticed that men really struggle with communicating emotions.
Yes.
While, for women, it's the easiest thing.
I know, huh?
For us, it
place.
comes very easy to communicate emotion,
Yes.
and people can even read our emotion on our faces. That's how easy we are. So from what you say, it explains why we also have that little difference between the two. And obviously, now with the enlightenment that's coming even for all of us, we see more men crying, we see more men, in the hospital wards. So men really get involved into aspects of, that can provoke their emotional side as well. They hold babies, and you see the cuddling. They go into the labor wards with their wives. It's not something that was so common in the past. So I think the enlightenment is doing us good, to be able to get back to who we are and to release that. It makes us just who we are.
Exactly. That is so powerful. Yeah, that's so beautiful. And it is true. It is true that men are recently only like opening up to that world of emotions, and then they are talking about it. I think after all the heart attacks and the blood pressure problems, the diabetes problems, and all of these things, they found out that men are suppressing their own emotions, and then they are just holding on to it, and they're not able to verbalize it, to take it out somehow. And this is why there is a very large amount of people, men compared to women, with high blood pressure, and men to women with heart attacks. And this is just like the spectrum is really big in that sense. So yes, you're right, I agree. Now, the way we perceive information is also different. Do you believe that?
Well, the fact that you've mentioned that our brains are different, definitely sets the tone for almost everything. Because if our brains are different, then it literally means there are areas, or there are so many areas in which we are differently wired. And that's where it starts. So I would like to believe that the way we perceive the information is also different, because if I just take an example in relationships, you can have so much challenges when it comes to communication, simply because of how information is given and received.
Exactly. So what I found out is that the way men perceive information is when something comes to their awareness, they box it in one box. They need to put it in one box. One piece of information goes in one box. However, women, they can place that one piece of information in 150 boxes. So we are able to make sense out of situations in so many different ways. And this is why we are very creative. You know, women are so creative. This is why we are co-creating life with God. And this is why it is so important for us to build a very strong community of women that are able and capable of looking after the rest of the tribe, because we are the people that are going to be able to do that. So men
Mm.
will take the information, put it in one box, close the box, and then when they come to look for it, they know how to open the box, take that one piece of information, and they cannot analyze it. Just one piece of information. They take it out and they present it. Now, women take that one piece of information and then distribute it into 150 other boxes. And then when it is wanted to come out, or there was a question around it, or there was an inquiry, they are able to make that, open all the boxes and look at. There's so many different ways I can say whatever I want to say, and choosing the words and all of these things. And this is why, okay, well, I'm going to get this, I'm going to present this, and I'm going to say it that way. So it is so important that we
That's so
understand
beautiful.
this.
You make it so beautiful to be a woman. I'm just so proud.
Yeah, this is how
I
it
want to
is,
do
right?
this.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
And
that's
it is
beautiful.
so, yeah. And women tend to talk a lot and dramatic.
Yeah, of course.
We like to talk a lot. That is true. For the simple fact that we can say what we want to say in so many different ways. So we keep trying to verbalize whatever that we want to say in
Hmm.
lots of different ways so that people can
Yeah.
understand. This is why we make the best teachers, you
Well,
know?
that's interesting, Heidi, because even when you raise them, the boys and the girls, I've noticed that the girls start to speak at a much earlier age than the boys.
100%. Yes.
And they develop their vocabulary at, you know,
Yes.
such a speed that you can't keep up with. And the boy is still trying to, say his basic words. By 3, the girl is already.
Exactly. Yes, she's making the words in her head, she's learning
Oh,
so much, and she's also connected to um, you know, to the heart of the word rather than the word itself. So boys will not make, when they're younger, they're not going to make sense of the heart of the word, like what the word really means. They will, but the girls do, you see, because instead of just making sense of it, they feel it. They
mm-hmm.
feel the word. They know how to categorize it. Well, this word, I'm going to use it with mom. However, this word, I'm going to use it with dad. This is what I'm going to use with my grandma. This is what I'm going to use with my friend at school. It's the same meaning, but they know how to package it properly to
Yeah,
be able to be understood from that person that they're trying to explain something to. So we're very powerful that way. Now,
wow,
being
that's interesting.
dramatic, yeah. So being dramatic, what do you say about that? Are we dramatic?
Um, I think that's where personality comes in, I don't think it's every woman that's dramatic, really. I think all of us are expressive in our own way, whether the woman is an introvert or an extrovert. We are expressive. We can say what we feel, what's coming up for us in a moment or so. But in terms of dramatic, I think that's where the personality differences come through, because dramatic is the how to part, how you bring across what you bring across. I think that's where dramatic comes in for me. So that's that. It borders around personality, and probably character. So I
Yeah.
would, I would like to distinguish that from there, because I mean, you can be a man and also be dramatic, I think.
Yeah, I think the way I would describe it, women are more intense than men. So we like to have the intensity of something rather than the under intensity of something. We want to be passionate about things. So
Mm-hmm.
this is what makes women different. You know, we like passion. We like to express ourselves in different ways. You know,
Yeah.
it's not just the one word and this is how you say it and this. No, no, no. You look at a woman explain something, her tone of voice goes up and down, her hands, her whole body is there talking with her. However, a man would be sitting, looking at a woman going, oh my goodness, how is she able to orchestrate all of that? That is intense. So dramatic is
Yeah.
a word that men use when women are so in their element, and all what they want to say is that they are intense because we don't know how to match it, because we don't know how to go there. How are they like this? Well, the fact is, we are just being created that way. So you can't
Yeah.
match it, you can't top it, you can't, it's just how it is. It is just how it
Yes.
is. Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Temi, she's
Just there
enjoying
for
the show.
appreciation and, put it
Yes,
to good
yes,
use.
yes, yes. Okay, so we'll go on a break and we'll come back and finish this talk about that being dramatic.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the show. This is Hanging Out with Temi show, and we are talking about everything Adam and Eve, man, women, masculine, and feminine. Now, Liz, tell me, have you heard that term, masculine energy, masculine man, masculine woman, and all of these? Have you heard, these terms before?
Yes, I did hear about the different energies that are there. I didn't delve deeper into, the different energies as yet. So it would be interesting if you want to go into it and give us a bit of a rundown what we're talking about.
Okay, so masculine and feminine energy is actually, I was really amazed when I started reading about this, a couple of years ago. Masculine and
Mm-hmm.
feminine energy is basically how God created life. There is no masculine without feminine. There is a tree. So the tree trunk is this here is masculine. Whatever is solid is masculine. Whatever is moving is feminine. So this is masculine, and the leaves of the tree is feminine. Now the stream, the river, okay, the stream, like the actual river bed, that's masculine, and the water that is moving inside the river is feminine. And our blood in our veins is feminine. The vein that is holding the blood is masculine. So everything that is moving, that changes shape, is feminine. Everything that is solid, that is strong, that is not changing, that is very foundational, that's masculine. Okay,
Mm.
so this is how life, this is what the world is like. So everything that is changing shape, this is why we are capable of being different things at the same time. This is why we are able to be a mother, a business owner, a wife, a daughter, a lover, and a mother, and a sister. And this is why we're able to do all of that, and we can change our structure around how we are in all different aspects. Yes, so the masculine holds up the feminine.
Can
Well,
I ask a question?
yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Does that mean it's the women have got the feminine energy only, or can a woman have both masculine and feminine energy? Can you elaborate on that?
Every man and every woman, we have masculine and feminine energy. Because one doesn't exist without the other. This is the fact.
Mm-hmm.
There is not one without the other, always together.
Mm-hmm.
For a masculine to be expressed, there has to be a feminine. for it to be expressed. For a feminine to be expressed, there has to be a masculine to hold it, to be expressed. Okay, so everybody has those two energies. Now, it depends on what task we are doing, which energy I'm using. So it's very different. So for example, if I'm thinking about the content that I'm going to put in my course, that's very feminine. That is completely feminine. I am thinking, I'm in my creative mode. I am, going from this class to this class, and I'm looking through my notes, and I'm trying to find something, and I'm, searching in my head. I'm using intuition, I'm using the inner knowing, and I'm using, all of these talents. Now, executing the course, that's masculine. That's very masculine. Why? Because I am in the directive. So I'm gonna describe the woman, the feminine energy as being receptive, and the masculine energy as being directive. So I'm being directive right now. I am being directive, and you, Liz, because you're listening to me, you're being receptive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so masculine and feminine always playing together to produce whatever song we want to play. All right,
Yeah.
so every single task we can have this and that. Now, this is what happens. This is where the issue is. Women, because of their power and because of how amazing and special they are, they embraced too much masculine, and then they forgot that they, inside them, the feminine overpower. It should overpower at times, and therefore now there's so many divorces. Now there's so many women going to for this feminist whatever it is, and then there is women that are lost the way, and then there's depression, and there is an anxiety, and there's all of these diseases that are arising right now for women. They're all coming from the idea that I forgot. I am this is not how I was created in the start. Well, you know what? Feminists would disagree. Let them disagree. I'll tell you why, Liz. This is what
Mm-hmm.
a really important note that my professor, said in one of the lectures when he was explaining this. Women are able to be pilots. They're able to be surgeons. They're able to do
Mm-hmm.
all of that. But is that going to serve them? Is that job, being a pilot, going to serve me as a woman in my femininity? What do
Yeah.
you?
It's a good question. It really makes me think because um, I have seen so many women pursuing some of these roles that were previously male dominated, and eventually pulling away when it comes to raising their children. Um, so is that going to serve me? Economically, it's going to serve you. It's going to serve you to be able to, provide for your children, and excel materially, because it's definitely going to increase your zeros. But unfortunately, you'll have to forfeit that at some point to be able to, you know, go into child rearing. So I don't know whether that's a negative or whether that's a plus, because eventually you can come back again later, which is what some ladies do, but other ladies, divert into something else after that. So I don't know whether somebody could say, it doesn't serve, but I think it serves, and it serves probably the purpose. I think what we need to do is that the awareness needs to be there, that at some point you need to, you will have to go to be able to attend to this. Not that it counts against you, but that it's at the back of your mind. So how you want to play, how you want to juggle that, your job, together with child rearing, that's entirely up to you. But just as long as you're aware that certain roles really stand in your way in terms of providing excellence at work when it is time for children in your life. So women just need to be aware in terms of how they really want to balance that up. But in terms of going for it, absolutely up to you, up to everybody.
Yeah, it is up to everybody. And the diseases that are coming out right now that haven't been here in the past 100 years that are women experiencing, uterine fibroids is one of them. Uterine fibroids come to women that do not feel supported, because they are supporting themselves. Now, they are being the masculine in their own lives, and it's just reflecting in their biology, in their diseases that they are forming inside them. A lot of women now, they stop having kids. They don't want to have kids because my career is important. I want to make sure that I provide for myself so I can support the baby and all of this. And then the minute she starts thinking about babies, it's too late. She's already in her 40s, late 40s, and then she wants to have a healthy baby. Well, she's 50 and the baby is still, a toddler. And so is all of these things that we just mentioned, is it serving humanity? Is it? Or are we going away from how we were actually created? Remember, we weren't created the same. No one is superior and no one is inferior. We're just different. We were not created the same. I have 50% more emotions and ways of expressing myself than any standard man. So how am I going to do the same job like he does and live the same life like he does and also be comfortable? So being comfortable, embracing life, embracing what is the beauty about life. It's not in the house. It's not in the nice car. It's not in the private school that I'm able to take my kids to. It's who I am and who am I created to be. That kind of question, Liz. Who am I being? Am I serving a societal standard or am I serving who I'm being? Am I serving someone else's ideals or am I serving my innate being and nature? Which one am I serving and why? Now, this is where, I was invited to this seminar, for 4 days to be able to express this and talk about this and bring awareness that sometimes women, you need to slow down, you need to stop and reassess what you're doing and see if this is for you or this has been imposed on you. And you're just applying yourself. We'll go on a quick break and we'll be back. Welcome back to the show. This is Hanging Out with Temi show, and we're talking everything Adam and Eve, men, women, and masculine and feminine energy. So, in my opinion, and this is what I feel, that what is happening right now in the world is a disadvantage for women. It's not an advantage at all. And I believe that sometimes we need to reassess where we are so we can actually find out where I want to head to. And, there's nothing wrong with being a housewife. I used to think I'm a housewife, that's a disgrace. That's a disgrace. Like I used to, say it looking away and shying away when I was just sitting at home having my kids. And when someone asked me, what do you do? I would say I'm a housewife. And
Yeah.
never ever said I have children, I'm looking after them, I'm raising society, I'm raising a community, I am making human beings. I've never thought about it this way. Never thought, what would you say if someone says, I'm raising a community, I am making society, I am mothering two beautiful women that are going to lead the world? What would you say? Would you think they're crazy?
Oh no, that's definitely worth 1,000 applause. It's like,
Yes,
wow, how do you do it? It's what
exactly.
it's like I would ask, what's the name of that community?
Yes, yes, I want to be there. I want to join this.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely, Heidi. I hear you out on what you say, and I think it's time that we make informed choices and informed decisions, because definitely where we came from, the aspect of motherhood and being a staying at home mother, and everything that has to do with what women do, was being talked down and not really deserving the value and the appreciation that it definitely deserves. And against that background, it shaped the kind of interventions that we have right now. But now that there is this realization that, as a matter of fact, there's nothing wrong, as you rightly say, with being a stay-at-home mom, because you are busy powering the leadership of tomorrow. So with that awareness that's coming through now, we are able to redefine the importance of what women are doing. And therefore, those ladies who are coming after us will have a better opportunity to make their choices informed. If they want to go and be in construction, getting on top of the roofs and, roof tiling, you do it informed, not necessarily because access has been provided and there's a women development program that's getting ladies into there, but you do it because that's an absolute passion, and you really want to be there. And the other one who wants to stay at home and raise the children has got the equal appreciation from her community, as well as from the world of work that she's doing an equally important aspect in the community to, raise those who are going to be leaders of tomorrow. So I think the redefinition is coming through, and I really hope that it will be echoed in so many ways that empowers our ladies who are coming after us to make the right choices and decisions.
I agree. I like that. So, why do you think this competition and fight is about? What's it about? Why are they fighting and why are they so upset? And these feminists, activists and all of this, I look at that and I go, wow, some people just don't know how to be. This is not how or why you were created. Why do you want to be equal to someone when you are not made equal? It's like
I
saying
think,
the elephant is
yeah,
equal to the ant, or the dog is equal to the cat. You know?
my perspective to that is the issue of resources.
Okay.
It's not necessarily that we are equal, but if you and I are doing the same job, for instance, And within the job, there are categories. Unless you are at a higher category than I am. But if we are at the same category, we're doing the same job, both the two of us should get, equal access to all the resources that are there. It shouldn't be that because you are a man, you get the access to the car, for instance, and I should just be driven by you. We should get in the car when we have a client visit and you are the one who's driving. No, I should also have the opportunity to drive the car and do my client visit. If the salary in our category is 80,000, 75 or 100 and whatever it is, that's what you and I both should get, unless I am told because you are doing something else that's completely different than what I do, that's why you are getting a higher salary than I am. But if we are in the same bracket, we're doing the same job, we should be able to get the same salary. So it's the issue of human rights and the access to that is the fight. It's for me, it's not necessary. That's where the aspect of equality comes in. But equality is being misunderstood and misinterpreted, as in what you were saying right now. You want to be equal to men. No, I want to have equal access.
Yes, I get
I
that.
want
That
to have
sounds a lot
equal
better.
access. Let me be the one disqualifying myself. Let it not be the system that says because you are a woman, you can't have this access. No, that's wrong.
Yeah, I agree to that. I like that. So it's not being equal, it's having equal access.
Having equal access. If it is
Yes,
freedom of speech, you and I must both sit down and speak. I
I
must
like
raise
that.
my opinion. You must raise your opinion. Let's debate.
100%.
Let's see, where do we meet each other or where do we differ? Is it a win-win? Is it a win-lose? And we move forward. But you cannot
Yes.
tell me because I'm a woman, I must go, just sit down there and listen. No.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like that. And equal access is is beautiful because why not? What wouldn't?
Exactly. And
Yeah,
equal
why
access
not?
cuts
Why
across.
not give equal? Yes.
It cuts across, and that's why there is that misunderstanding. We just talk about the big word equality. But then it's important that we, bring it down at times like this, that what we are fighting for is equal access to resources. If you can give it to a man, you can give it to a woman. Don't say because she's a woman, she's likely gonna go off 9 months pregnancy leave. We cannot make her the leader of this, group. Let her support somebody who is gonna be there forever. And 2-3 months down the line, this guy breaks his leg and he cannot be there forever.
Yes, exactly. He cannot be there forever. He's gonna be
Exactly.
out there
So
healing.
that's
Yeah.
that's that's why we want from the word go to be given the opportunity, say yes to the opportunity or say no to the opportunity, and take the responsibilities of our decisions and deliver because we can.
Yes, because we can. And
Exactly.
that is beautiful because we can, and we definitely can. We definitely can. So whatever we are capable of doing doesn't necessarily mean that is what we are going to choose to do.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I can go and fight and be in a battle, all right, and be a soldier. Not because I can, that's going to be my choice. I
Mm-hmm.
can I
Yes.
can choose to, to work in a hospital where I could look after people rather than going to the
Mm-hmm.
battlefield and being a soldier.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
exactly. But I can fight and I can hold a gun and I can hold, whatever it is that they hold in the war. So it is true. What you're saying is true. And I like that. So let's summarize what we said today so we can build on it next week when we come back, because we're going to look at Adam and Eve in different and a different aspect, in a different perspective. And I promise you that everybody who's watching, it's going to be amazing, and there is going to be so much eye-opening topics and ideas that are going to be there. So I advise that you come to the show and you listen to what we're saying, ask us questions, and get us to be, we are doing this because you've asked for it, and we are, delivering on promise. So we are going deep, and we are going to always go deep and address all the things that no one is talking about, because this is what Hang Out with Temi show is all about. We are about the truth and about sharing and about opening up those bridges that we have sometimes, misguided ourselves or misled somehow, and all of this. So Liz, tell us one last word, please, before we go.
Oh, well, Heidi, I really just want to say thank you for coming up with this very, very important topic that's definitely going to be so informative. And as you rightly say, help us to contextualize the issues with regards to male and female, Adam and Eve, gender relations and equality, humanity, and so forth. I think there's a lot to learn from here, and I am also definitely looking forward. It's a very informative topic that you have chosen for this few sessions that are coming up. So good on you, and we're definitely looking forward to hear more. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And sorry, Temi wasn't able to be here. And she will be here next week, hopefully, and we'll be able to continue talking about this amazing topic. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night. Bye-bye.